Hey everyone, good morning. We are wrapping up Water Week this week, and I have a few more things I'd like to share with you. Of course, week one has been all about the importance of water, and so we're going to delve into a little bit more of that as a wrap up today. But I want to be sure and tell you, because this is day 5 of the challenge, then it is time to start getting in those registration forms that we fill out at the end of each week, the participation forms. Remember, good morning, Marty. I'm so glad you're on with us this morning. And hey, Jennifer, good morning. Wow, all the way from, is that Oregon? And South Dakota. So you guys are a little bit behind me in time zone then, huh? Because I'm in Central Time Zone here. But we got to get those forms filled out again this weekend. I will have that link out for you tomorrow morning to be sure to fill that out so that you can go on to the next phase of the challenge. Next week, we are going to be discussing, hi Brian, good morning. Next week, we're going to be discussing movement and exercise. So when you're looking at that, oh, Miami, we got opposite ends of the country almost. So when you're looking at that form and you're getting ready to fill it out, the very last question, guys, it won't take you a minute maybe to fill it out, just a few questions. But when you're filling it out, the very last question on there is what I would like to be talked about next week during exercise and movement. Good morning, Rachel. We've just got people in. So far, I think everyone's in a different state. So that's awesome. I think we have 5 or 6 different states represented. Good morning, Robert. How are you doing? Are you feeling any better? Is hands doing any better for you? So guys, anyway, so when we get back to the registration form, be sure to put on there something, if there's something that you've been wondering about when it comes to movement or exercise that you would like Hope or I to address. This is really Hope's area of expertise. I mean, I know some things about exercise and movement as well, but she is so well studied in this, so she'll be a huge asset to us. And just a little plug for Hope. She's been working really hard to be in this program and have some good information for everyone, including myself. So if you haven't gone over to her website and checked out Mother Trucker Yoga, I would advise you to do that. She has such good information over there that is geared specifically for truck drivers. And I know, Robert, I know you have had some experience working with Mother Trucker Yoga and being on their forum and learning more, and it is extremely beneficial, don't you think? And so anyway, that's just a little plug there for Hope. I'm excited and glad that she's with us in this challenge because she's really helped make it successful. So, all right. So now we're going to get to water. Oh, one last thing about the form. If you are on there and you get to a section that says I've met my goal of drinking water this past week, if you haven't met that goal, that's okay. This is about participation, and it's about getting back on and doing better the next day. So don't feel like that disqualifies you. You fill out this form that shows us that you're participating and that you've been doing what you've been working and doing what you need to do, and you can move on to next week with us. So you can go ahead and make sure you fill that out this weekend. You get 48 hours to do so. It'll go out typically either later this evening or tomorrow morning. Moving on to water, a last thing that I want to talk about with you guys this morning. Oh, and by the way, volunteer state is from Tennessee. I got my Tennessee shirt on. So anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there. Thought that was kind of funny. Water is what I want to talk about with water is dehydration. I think that some of us, and this is myself included at times, I think some of us, if not a lot of us, are chronically dehydrated or have been chronically dehydrated and just don't realize it. And it causes a lot of health issues. I know we've been talking this week about, how much of the body is made up of water. And around 60% of your body, give or take a couple percentages here or there, 60% of your body is made up of water. And that's over half your body is, with water. And the lungs are 65% water. The brain and the heart is about 75% water. Your kidneys are over, I think, around 55 to 60% water. So if water is so important to our bodies and it makes up so much of our bodies, doesn't it just make sense that we want to take in water to keep ourselves hydrated? One of the things that, as I was researching about this a little bit, and I learned just recently, is that a lack of water and being dehydrated can actually cause blood pressure spikes. And what happens is, and some people think that some people may have high blood pressure, and this could be one of the factors, is that when you have, if you're dehydrated, your cells don't get the liquid that they need. And so the brain says, oh, well, if they're not getting enough liquid, I got to send a message down to make those blood vessels constrict because there's not enough liquid there. So they need to be smaller. Well, what happens when you have constricted blood vessels? You get high blood pressure. Your blood pressure has to pump harder, and you get high blood pressure. So that right there is one thing to go, oh, maybe I need to drink more water. It could potentially help my blood pressure if some of you are out there struggling with high blood pressure. It can affect your vision. Believe it or not, you can get blurry vision from being dehydrated. I have a friend of mine whose son is a fighter pilot, or he used to be, and now he trains them. And I don't know how they do this testing, but they actually test them before they get up in those fighter jets for dehydration. If they're dehydrated, they don't fly. They're grounded for the day because they have to have the good vision to be up there in that plane, and they also have to be clear-headed. And another side effect of dehydration is actually, good morning, Lee. Glad you're with us. Good morning. Another side effect of dehydration is foggy thinking and headaches. And you sure don't want somebody up in a fighter jet or behind the wheel of a truck with foggy thinking, a headache, or blurry vision. Those are three huge things. So I don't think that people realize if I'm not drinking enough water, what it's actually doing to me. It is affecting every cell in your body, and it can affect your mind, your vision, your heart, like I said, your lungs, your kidneys. Your kidneys can't work effectively. They can't filter out all the toxins and stuff that we're getting. And, no matter what we do, we can't live in a bubble. You're going to be affected by toxins within the air, wherever it happens to be. And so your kidneys can't filter those things out if they don't have enough liquid in there to filter them out. So it is so, so, so important, guys. I can't stress the importance that you continue on drinking your water. And I know that some of you you're like doing fabulous with your water. And you're drinking more water than I'm drinking every day. I think I've seen the big gallon jugs and I'm on my first 64 ounces and I'm going to do my 64 ounces later. Kudos to you. I am so glad that you're taking it seriously and that you're taking care of your body, because there is only one you, and God made you just how He wants you to be, and you're great just the way you are. But you want to be the best you that you can be. And that is the way that you do that. One of the ways you do that is by getting enough water to give your cells. Water conducts the electricity. And your body is an electrical being, I guess you'd say. You have you get an EKG. You can read the electrical pulses of your heart. And so you want to have your body moving and conducting like it's supposed to be. And so I just think that everybody's doing really trying hard and doing well, and I'm so proud of you for all of that. And I've seen a lot of good strides between 2 weeks ago when we first started till today, and you've done fabulous, and I'm thrilled for that. So be sure to remember that if you're drinking your water. I've had a couple of questions this week, and we've answered them in text form. Well, let me change that, guys. Sorry. Had them in text form, but not in comments and things, but not on a live feed. And that's one person's asked if caffeine and having like teas and coffees with caffeine, if that counts as your daily water intake. Well, clinically, caffeine is considered to be a diuretic. And what does a diuretic do? It removes liquid from the body, excess water from the body, and the excess fluid from the body, I should say. So if you're drinking something that's a diuretic, it's probably not going to be a good idea to count that towards your daily water intake. It's kind of like, and I don't expect anybody to comment on here and tell me this or anything, but, if you've ever had too much to drink and you wake up in the morning and your head is killing you and you just feel like crap, well, that's because, just like coffee and tea have caffeine, alcohol is a diuretic, and it just sucks all the water out of your system, and you will feel like crap the next morning. So, that's one of the questions. You really shouldn't count that towards your daily water intake. And let me see, what was the other question we had? I don't have my glasses on, guys. Sorry. Oh, I know what the other thing was. Can you drink too much water? And the answer to that is, if you do it over a long, a 24-hour span, more than likely you're not going to consume too much water that can hurt you. There is something as far as, drinking too much water too quickly. You drink 2 gallons of water in 5 minutes, yeah, you're probably going to throw your electrolyte balance off, and that's too much water. You don't want to do that. So spread it out throughout the day. Don't try and cram a whole bunch in at one time. Make sure, keep that out and spread out through the day, because just like, if you're putting fuel in your vehicle or in your truck, you have to fill it all up and it lasts all day long. That's not the way our bodies work. It's constant. So be sure and fill it. Drinking water all day long. Okay. I hope I've answered most questions that we've had concerning water. And if you have anything else or any comments or any more questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Hope or myself, will answer those as quickly as we can. And thanks you guys for being able to watch this morning and tell me where you're coming from. If you are watching it later, put in replay and where you are. I would love to be able to take one of these live sessions and see how many states we're in at one time. I think that'd be cool. So, all right. Well, I hope you guys have a great Friday. Stay safe and have a good weekend. And Hope and I will be back with you Monday morning live at 8:30. Thanks again, and fill out those forms this weekend. Thanks, guys. Bye.